everyone, and welcome back. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to be making a crock pot beef stew. I'm cheating, I'm using the little packet here. I've actually surprisingly never made my own beef stew, so we're winging it together. I think it's pretty foolproof though. I don't think you have to be some wonderful chef to make it. You just throw a bunch of stuff in a pan that you like. This is a Ninja cooker. It has a stovetop setting and a crock pot setting. I'm going to brown my meat on the stovetop setting, and then I'm going to turn it to slow cooker. So it will cook for, I don't know, 4 hours maybe. I work from home, so I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not hungry, so it'll cook for a while. The back of the package really doesn't say too much. It just says use a packet of the McCormick seasoning mix, 2 pounds of stew meat cut into 1-inch cubes, 3 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of oil, 3 cups of water, and 5 cups cut up vegetables of your choice, like potatoes, carrots, onions, celery. I know a lot of people add mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms, but you are free to add whatever you want. I have about 6 medium-sized potatoes. I just put them in some water once I diced them up. You can take the skin off if you want. The skin doesn't bother me, so I don't really care. These are not clean potatoes, but they're going bad. They're starting to get a little bit soft. This is about the size that I used. If you want reference, I used about 6 of these. Yeah, you can use as many as you want. And I do recommend that you cut up your vegetables about uniform size. Mine are not, because I had some of these pre-cut. I like to put these in the oven and roast them. That's why I dice some of them up smaller. But the ones towards the top of the container are a little bit chunkier, I guess you could say. I'm not going to follow the recipe on the back exactly because I'm going to use as much flour and oil and stuff as I want. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in here. I'm not going to use too much. You know, if you're somebody who likes to follow a recipe exactly, then I don't know if you can see this. It's not really focused. I'll type it in the bottom. I am going to coat my beef first with some flour. It says use about 3 tablespoons. This will probably help thicken it, make it more stew-like once you start cooking it. So I'm just going to mix the flour into the beef over here. This is a little bit too much flour in my opinion. But I'm not going to throw the flour out because I may want to thicken the stew later as it starts to cook. But I also don't want to reuse this, obviously, because it's contaminated with the meat. But I'll just keep it over on the side, and if I need it, then I will use it instead of getting out more. The pan's not hot yet. I look pretty bad. I don't have any makeup on or anything. I haven't been here for a while. I don't know if anybody cares, but you know, life, it's just kind of the way it is, and I just didn't feel like doing it, I guess. I've obviously eaten every day. I just haven't put anything on camera. My doggy passed away, if any of you have seen any videos with him. He was 16 and 2 months. And his kidneys were failing, and I had to have him put to sleep. So it's been very devastating. I miss him so much. He passed away on June 29th, and I really miss him. I don't want to cry because it's still upsetting. I do still have a cat, and I have a stray cat that I feed, but my cat's not too lovey-dovey, unfortunately, but I do love my cat too. I do still dog sit. Haven't had a dog yet for a little bit, you know. Life situations, I don't think people are really going too far these days. But really nothing new. How has everybody else been? How are you enjoying your summer as it stands? I know a lot of people, like I said, aren't doing anything or they're not going anywhere. But there's still lots of things you can enjoy that include social distancing, I suppose. So we did go on a vacation, my sister and my brother-in-law and my niece and nephew, in July. It was a very social distance vacation. We went to a cabin and we went hiking and stuff, and we had a lot of fun. Honestly, that's probably been one of my favorite vacations, even though we have done cruises and stuff like that where, you know, we go to the beach and it's nice, but it's been one of my favorite because it really was truly relaxing. There was no, you need to be here at a certain time or you need to do this, and it was actually really nice. So I personally enjoyed it. My sister and my brother-in-law said that they really truly missed going on a cruise and being on a beach and the sun and all of that. I thought it was hot enough just hiking. My niece, she's 9. We got there and we were going to go hiking and she was like, we have to walk this? And my sister's like, yeah, that's what hiking is. She was not thrilled at all, but she actually had a lot of fun too. So I'll stop talking and I'll get on with the food. This is a little, you can hear it sizzle a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it sizzle, but it's starting to sizzle, so it's warmed up some. So I'm going to put the rest of the meat in here. It does say to brown it, and that's really the only reason I have it on stovetop setting. If you don't want to waste that step, I think honestly if you just put it in there and let it cook with everything else, it would be perfectly fine. But I have one pot here that can do both, so I'm not going to dirty another pan. Trying to avoid putting all of that extra flour in, but I think, to be honest with you, by the time it's all said and done, I'm going to need it anyway. But I'm going to leave a little bit in the bottom of the pan for later. You can season up your meat here if you would like. A little bit of salt and pepper. I do kind of miss making some videos. It wasn't like I was making a ton of them anyway, but like I said, obviously I do cook every single day regardless, but I don't know. I just kind of got out of a habit of filming it, and I just didn't. That's not really dirty. So how is everybody coping with the current situation? Are you working from home more? Did you lose your job? Unfortunately. Are your kids going back to school? My niece and nephew just started back last week. There are restrictions at school, but they're back. Like I said, I work from home, so it really hasn't been too different for me, and also I'm very much an introvert, so it's kind of, my other friend, he's been like, we can't go anywhere. I'm like, this is ideal for me because I didn't want to go anywhere anyway, so honestly, it hasn't, if you're a very social person, I could understand how it would feel very different for you, but for me, it's business as usual, and it really hasn't been any different than any other day of the week. I also hear a lot of people who are working from home saying they can't wait to get back to the office, and for someone like myself, I find that to be odd. I can understand why. I guess it's familiar and you're used to having a routine, and you know, you have all of your stuff conveniently located at work and you're not struggling to make space at home. But for me personally, if I did work outside the home and I had an opportunity to work at home, that would be like heaven, and I would honestly secretly pray that I never had to go back. But I know everybody's different. Okay, we seem to be fairly brown. Good enough. I do think that I'm definitely going to need the rest of the flour, but I'm going to wait until the end and make like a slurry out of it, and then I'll put it back in. It says to add 3 cups of water, but you know, I'm not really the type that measures. If any of you are new to this channel, you will notice that I don't follow directions. I just use them as like a base, and then I kind of wing it from there. It doesn't say to add bay leaves or anything like that, but I'm probably going to add bay leaves. Why add them? I don't really know. I'm sorry, I'm not on camera. I don't really know. I'm just going to do it anyway because that's how I roll. I'm like a recipe rebel. I'm going to add my packet. Smells good. This is probably really good for those of you who don't have any beef broth in the house, because most of the recipes that I saw do call for beef broth. I usually always have beef broth and chicken broth, or I make my own, but this is just something else you don't have to go out and purchase, I suppose. You just add water in the mix. And like I said, you don't have to add any bay leaves or anything like that. I'm probably going to do it anyway, but I don't really know if I'm going to like this McCormick. Like I said, I've never had this particular one. I don't think I know anybody who's made it that way. But it says to bring this to a boil and cover it. So I'm going to cover it and let it boil, and then I'm going to add in all of my veggies and stuff. So I will be back in a few minutes. I have this on high stovetop setting. Like I said, you can definitely do this on the stove. You can do it in a crock pot. And if you're going to do it in a crock pot, I would probably say you just add everything in there. You can possibly brown the meat first if you wanted to. Just add everything in, set it and forget it. You know how I always say rompapil. You set it, forget it, and come back later. So I will be back after this comes out. I wanted to say that if you are making this on the stovetop, the directions say to coat the beef with the flour, heat it in the oil or a Dutch oven on medium heat, add the beef, cook until browned on all sides, stir in the seasoning mix and the water, and then bring it to a boil. Cover, reduce heat, and simmer for 45 minutes, and stirring occasionally. Then you add the vegetables and simmer for another hour until the beef and vegetables are all tender, stirring occasionally. Thicken stew with additional flour, but you might want to add some more flavor. I don't know. That's basically it. So if you're doing it on the stovetop, that's how you would do it. It is starting to boil here, so I'm going to start getting ready to add in my other things. Like I said, I'm going to put it on, I think, slow cooker, and I'm going to set it for like, I don't know, 6 hours. I'll come back and check it later. It's 10:11 at the moment, but I'm probably not going to eat till this afternoon anyway. I think my fast technically ends around 11:30, but I don't currently feel hungry anyway. I'm adding 2 bay leaves. Like I said, it's not in the packet information. I'm sure that it has its own seasonings to it, and I'm just gonna add some parsley because why not? Also, oddly, I'm going to add some tomatoes at the very end, and I know that probably sounds really weird, and I've never seen beef stew with tomato in it, but I've got these little baby tomatoes from my tomato plant, and I have about 7 or 8 of them, and I want to use them before they go bad. So at the very end, maybe the last half hour or so, I will add that in there. And like I said, doesn't call for it. Might sound a little bit odd. Sounds a little odd to me, but I don't know. I don't really care. I'm still going to add them. You could add mushrooms in here. You could add peas or something if you wanted. I don't like mushrooms. I don't really care too much for peas. I'm going to add some garlic. Don't think that's listed either, but I'm really trying to get rid of this garlic. That's going to expire in the next month or two. And so like I said, I'm not really a true recipe follower. I just kind of wing it. This is my baseline recipe, and I add from there. Will it be good? Will it be nasty? I don't know. We're going to find out together, but I'm still probably going to eat it either way. So, and I am the only one eating it, so who cares? I'm going to add all my vegetables, my celery and carrots. I probably have about 5 carrots, 4 to 5 carrots in there, and probably at least 3 stalks of celery. Like I said, don't measure my veggies because they're vegetables, and the more the merrier. As I go, I may find that I need to add more water. I don't really know. We'll find that out later too. And I'm adding peppers, tri-colored peppers here, because I always cut up onion and pepper and use them as I go, and I'm just dumping them in there. So, and I'm using a good bit. So this might not be an exact true beef stew, but they're all the things that I like to eat anyway, so who cares? I will definitely put the actual directions from the packet on the back in case you want to follow it exactly. That's your choice. I don't roll that way. Sorry guys, I'm trying to drain some of the water out of my potatoes. I definitely think I will not need any more potatoes. I probably have a little bit too much in there, but I may have to add a little bit more water to it as we go. Need to. It's on for 6 hours on low. This slow cooker part has a low and high and a buffet setting, and the stovetop has low, medium, and high. And when you set it on slow cooker, you can set your minutes or hours, you know, you can adjust it that way. It is a Ninja cooking system in case anybody is curious. I've had this thing for several years. This thing really is very, very nice. I'm sure they probably have updated models of it now. I don't know if there's like a model number. I don't have a clue. Like I said, I've had this probably for 6 or 7 years now. I would say at least 6 years. So I've had it for a while. I don't know. You could probably find it on Amazon, maybe at Walmart. I don't know. But I will be back later this afternoon. I may still look the same because I'm probably not going to put any makeup on or anything, and that's how I roll. So I will see you all later. Okay. Let's see what it tastes like. Ooh, got some crazy hair. It tastes really good. I don't dislike it. It does need some more flavor of some sorts. I don't really know what it's missing, to be honest with you. But I feel like it's missing something. Had I tasted it, and I highly recommend that you do, but had I not been fasting and I had tasted it for seasonings, I would have done all of that probably in the beginning or at least midway through. I would have tasted it for flavor, but like I said, I didn't clearly. I can still add salt and stuff like that now. It's not that huge of a deal. Like I said, I'm the only one eating it anyway. But it's actually pretty good. It's convenient to just use the packet instead of, you know, getting your own spices and stuff and adding them. But overall, it's very good. It was very easy to make. Obviously, you just needed water and a packet of seasoning and then your vegetables of choice. And I did add some tomato, like maybe 6 small little tomatoes, which isn't really normal, I don't think, for beef stew, but you can add whatever you want. I think I did see a recipe online, but it called for a can of tomatoes, so it's not that crazy, I guess. You can make this a lot easier if you used vegetables that were already cut up at the store and you didn't cut them yourself, or if you used baby carrots or the little crinkle cut carrots, diced celery. You can buy all that stuff at the store. It costs a little bit more if you buy it pre-chopped, but to be honest with you, I think chopping the vegetables sometimes is a little bit therapeutic for me. I don't know. So I don't mind chopping stuff, but it would have been a lot more convenient had you used those types of things too. You can do it in the crock pot or on the stove. I'm assuming you could probably use an Instant Pot. I don't have an Instant Pot, but I think it would probably work just as well in there. And overall, it's not bad. The meat is really tender. It's not chewy. It's not hard. So the meat came out really great. It does need a little bit more flavor of some sorts, maybe salt, pepper, I don't know. I'm gonna mess with it a little bit here just to get it exactly how I would want it. I don't really know what else I was gonna say. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're a returner, thank you for coming back. I hope that you come back for more videos. I never know what I'm gonna make. I do have a few ideas in mind, things that I've eaten several times that I actually really like that I might share with you guys. Also, some homemade Amish bread. It is absolutely delicious. I think I made some last week and it makes 2 loaves and I still have a loaf left, so I don't know if I'm going to be making that right away, but I do hopefully plan to make that and film it. Yeah, it's really delicious. It's much better than store-bought bread. But please like, share, subscribe. My hair looks ridiculous. Sorry, guys. I hope you come back for another video. And please comment if you've tried it, what you thought of it, if you thought it had enough flavor. Like I said, mine is just slightly different from everybody else's, probably because I didn't exactly follow the packet, but I never do. But I'd be curious to see if you like it or not, and if you would make it again. So please like, share, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Thank you.